Right, so hello Pisces, I am back with your June love reading. This is the single card layout. So let's take a look at your cards. You have the Four of Pentacles in reversed, Three of Swords upright, Seven of Swords reversed, Ten of Wands upright, and the Six of Cups upright. So let's take a look at what's going on in your present love situation. So for some reason, for some of you Pisces, you're kind of feeling like there's definitely a fear of rejection and embarrassment. So whether you have just broken up with somebody and you kind of lost control in an argument and just became somebody that you're not normally like that, and you wouldn't normally behave like that, and it's left you kind of feeling embarrassed, and they rejected you because of this argument and loss of control. For some of you, you may have actually just expressed yourself to somebody, and the response you got was quite blunt, a blunt no, and again you felt rejection. So this card is all about feeling a feeling of fear and rejection. And so whether it's to do with a relationship that has just ended and you lost control, and you've been left embarrassed by how it ended and they rejected you, or whether you've expressed your feelings for somebody new, like an earth sign, so Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, and actually they were quite blunt in saying, no, I'm not interested in you, bye bye, and it's just left you feeling, oh, why did I even bother? But you have to be ready to let go of those feelings and move on. Don't let that fear of rejection stop you from going out on the dating scene and trying to find someone new. You've got to be optimistic about love and be open to love. And unfortunately these things happen, don't they? And if they rejected you, then they weren't worth it in the first place. So you have your Three of Swords for what you desire. So maybe for some of you, you have your eye on an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This card actually can have multiple meanings. So for some of you, it talks about the pain you feel after having a nasty argument with someone. So maybe it goes back to this ex situation, and you're feeling embarrassed, you're feeling humiliated, so you've had these harsh words with someone, and because it was so uncomfortable and so bad, it could be that you just have that desire to kind of speak to that person again and apologize. You really, really want to apologize profusely and say, this wasn't me, I'm really, really sorry, can we move on? So that could be definitely something that's going on for you there, Pisces. And this isn't going to be for all of you, but for some of you, you may find yourself in a love triangle, and it could be a very painful triangle. Maybe there is this ex situation, maybe there's somebody new that's just come in and you don't know what to do, but it's definitely an emotional situation for you, and it's leaving you quite confused. So I think you need to try and work out who you want to be with, what you want to do, where do you want to go. It could be as well that for some of you, you have your eye on an air sign, but they are actually taken. So maybe this is somebody through work that and that they're in a relationship already, or that they're dating somebody else, but it still doesn't stop you fancying them. And you wish that they weren't with somebody else, and you're secretly hoping that they part with that person. I think for some of you, you're thinking, oh, I wish they were single so that we could get together and hook up, and that's how you're feeling at the moment. You could have your eye on somebody, but they're actually not available for you at the moment, Pisces. So you have the Seven of Swords in reverse for unexpected in the month of June. So somebody is definitely making a confession to you. This card can talk about somebody has done something behind your back, and so it could be that they're confessing what they've done to you. So whether it's an ex situation coming back and telling you how it is, You know, maybe you do get the chance to talk to that person and apologize for your behavior, and in that conversation they make a confession, and it's going to leave you really quite shocked, actually. So be aware of that happening for you, Pisces. Someone you have had a crush on, again, this air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, is confessing that they actually like you as well. But you know, for you, Pisces, it's not straightforward, is it? Because they're with somebody. So I wonder what's going to happen there then, because you obviously both like each other. So 10 of Wands in your near future. So for some of you, you know, you are definitely putting the effort into a new relationship, or somebody that you've just started seeing, because you want to make them happy. You want them to actually like you, and you know, you're maybe trying a bit too hard. But in other situations, it could be that the person that you're seeing, that they feel that they're doing everything to keep you happy and that you don't appreciate it. So maybe there's a little bit of confusion about what's going on there. So sit down and discuss it. If you're single, your time is definitely going to come, Pisces. You know, but just use this moment of singledom. I don't know, can we call it singledom? To reflect and just really take it easy, and you know, try and remain positive and think positively as well. So 6 of Cups is for your future. So be aware of a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer or Pisces, for entering a new relationship. Okay. So for you Pisces, for your future, the end of June, there's definitely a water sign in your midst, and you could be entering a new relationship with this person, but you have got to be really careful of your thoughts. You're quite a thoughtful sign, and sometimes you can go into that dreamlike state and think about things too much. So just be careful of that, you know, because you're so reflective and thinking about things, that it doesn't damage a new relationship. Because you know, this card can be about thinking about to a previous time when you were happy with somebody else. Well, you don't want to be doing that if you're in a new relationship or starting to date somebody new. This card can also talk about an ex coming back and asking to start again, but I don't see it actually developing into a relationship. You know, for them it's about recapture, and maybe for you as well. Maybe you're thinking back, maybe this ex comes back and you're thinking about those happy days, and you're thinking about, well, shall I try again? But it's just about recapturing those moments you had, and they're an ex for a reason. And you know, you have to think long and hard about, do you rekindle something with somebody just to recapture those special time, those few special times you had with that person. You know, you need to remember why it ended in the first place. So Pisces, kind of mixed emotional thoughts going on in the month of June. Anyway, if this resonates with you, let me know in the comments down below. It's always lovely to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you in July. Right, so hello Pisces, this is the relationship spread for the month of June. So let's take a look at your cards. You have the 7 of Pentacles upright, High Priestess upright, the Emperor in reverse, the 3 of Swords and the 4 of Swords both upright. So what's going on? So Pisces, how do you feel about your relationship or your partner? So you have the 7 of Pentacles. So this is definitely a time for you where you're reflecting in your relationship. You're reflecting whether you're reflecting about the money in your relationship and thinking about what's going on with your finances as a couple. You know, are you spending too much? Are you not making enough money? How are you going to, you know, pay the bills in your relationship? This definitely could be going on, and how you're feeling about, you're worried. I think you have slight hesitation of what's going on financially in your relationship and what you're going to do. And I think this is causing problems in your relationship, that you're actually feeling a little bit insecure, and maybe it's affecting any happiness in your relationship. So it's definitely a concern for you, and You know, you need to express this to your partner about your fears, really. And because actually unwittingly your partner may be worried as well, but doesn't want to say anything because they don't want to worry you. For some of you, you are probably quite reliant actually on your partner. You know, you depend on them for your security and your financial security, and your emotional security. So I think really you need to take a step back and look at how you can become more independent, not just your physical environment around you, but emotionally as well. You need to stop this codependency which seems to be going on. Be aware of, you know, your feelings of suspicion and fear. So you could be feeling those things, and you know, it could be just linked to financing. I'm not saying it's linked to anybody cheating here or anything, but maybe you are worried about what's going on with your money. You know, maybe you feel, maybe you're in fear that you're going to lose your house if you don't sort out these problems. So your partner gets the High Priestess upright. You know, your partner's very drawn to you. They are extremely attracted to you. You know, for some of you, they could feel that you use your sexual attraction a little bit too much to get what you want. But you know, there's no real issues here with your partner. I think the problem's, it's you that's feeling very concerned at the moment, because they certainly feel very content at the moment with you. There's nothing significant that they're worrying about. It seems to be your concerns and your worries. Now, whether that's just a denial and they're trying to just ignore that and get caught up in the two of you and the attraction between the two of you that there is. You have the Emperor in reverse, so where your relationship is at. So, you know, this is about being careful and mindful of, you know, arguments that happen for no apparent reason. You know, it stems from hardly anything, because these arguments can get out of control and become aggressive. And you know, every time, if this happens in your relationship, this leaves you feeling really down and depressed. And maybe it goes back to that feeling of fear. You know, it scares you when it gets aggressive. If there's a lack of organisation in your relationship, you know, maybe one of you is a lot more organised and likes to be in control of a situation, and the other one's a little bit clutter-like and clutter thoughts and things like that. That can cause problems in your relationship as well. You know, it's all about compromise in your relationship. And look out for, just be mindful as well, Pisces, of people who are either pursuing you or your partner, and kind of, they know you're in a relationship together, but they still kind of, I hate that word hit on, but you know, a bit too flirty or hit on your partner and stuff, because that's not nice. And you know, you need to put a stop to that, because it's not healthy and it's not good, and it makes people feel insecure. I don't know why people do that, to be honest. It's not good if you know somebody's in a relationship. So just be mindful of that going on and put a stop to it. Who doesn't want to stay? Right, so you have the Three of Swords for what your relationship needs. So you're definitely suffering from emotional pain due to arguments in your relationship. This card can also talk about pain from the past. So there could be an issue from there can be one. So if we look at this Three of Swords, you have three feathers here. So there's something from the past that caused you pain. So whether it's something that you keep thinking about and you bring it up, and it's very much there emotionally for you, that you keep thinking about and you know, you keep remembering it. And then there's two current issues going on. Okay, so there could be something with your partner, and then the other issue could be to do with you. Okay, so there's three things there to be mindful of that you need to work through yourself. I think this is very much to do with you, that you need to work through these issues. For some of you as well, this can represent a painful love triangle. So you know, it could be you, your partner, and there could be somebody else you're thinking about. There could be somebody there, somebody else. So just be aware of that as well. Sorry, my voice is going. You need to work through these issues. You know, maybe this is somebody from the past. Maybe they've got back in touch and it's stirring emotions, painful emotions. Could be multiple things going on there. So whatever resonates with you, Pisces. You know, be aware of maybe somebody, an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You know, you need to sort out any misunderstandings as well in your relationship, and you really do need to deal with these arguments, the past, you know, other people getting involved in a relationship, third person, you know, all of these issues you really do need to resolve. So for your future outcome, you have the Four of Swords. So this talks about a time where there's many issues in your relationship that you do need to address. It's a time to try and find peace and calm and resolution, basically. Either you or your partner does not have good self-esteem at the moment. I'm kind of thinking it's you because of what's going on here. You know, you have to be so careful because your relationship is on the verge of becoming abusive. So whether that's mentally abusive because of these arguments, you know, this card talks about disconnection. You're disconnecting every single day. You seem to be parting more and more. You know, let your partner know how you feel, because that is the only way you're going to resolve this, if you do want to resolve it. Anyway, Pisces, let me know if this resonates with you, and take care, keep strong, and I will see you in July.